Okay, guys, welcome back. I hope you all enjoyed your 3 weeks off. Now, unfortunately, while you were all away, the season was continuing, so we've got a little bit of work to do now to make sure we do go and top this division. And you may notice a few new faces. I did some rage trades during the All-Star break.
Go Cubs, go! Go Cubs, go! Hey Chicago, what do you say? The Cubs are gonna win today.
Hey guys, I'm Aussie Villain and welcome back to the Chicago Cubs. It is Season 6, Episode 5 today. We are hosting the New York Mets post-All-Star break and it has all gone a little bit wrong. We are now 7 games off the top of the division. We sit third in our division and we're only a game and a half kind of safe in the, a little bit more than that perhaps, in the wild card. The Pittsburgh Pirates have gone flying and we've sunk. We have just sunk. The pitching has taken 3 weeks off. The hitting has not been too bad, to be fair to it, but it has not being fantastic still, and injuries have started to take their tolls. Namala, the DJ, and Kevin Made all out for extended periods of time. DJ Hurt's out for 2 to 3 months, so that is a very potentially very serious injury. Anyway, we'll see what he comes back like. So it feels a little bit like everything is going wrong. Now there's a lot to catch you up on here as well. Let's start with us. Let's start with how we've been doing. And as being 7 games back of the cards would suggest, not very well. We've won 10 of 24 since I saw you last. We only won 1 of 3 at home to San Francisco. We went to Miami, lost 2 really close ones, and then absolutely smashed them. I don't know why we couldn't just do that in all 3 games. The Mets, we had a weird series where we played a game, had a day off, played a doubleheader, had 2 days off. It's got to be a better way to do that, surely. We did win 2 of the 3, though. So that was good news, and a nice sort of preview for today's game as well. Now, in game 2 of the series, first of the game of the doubleheader, it featured a grand slam in the 5th by Ballesteros, so 5 runs in the 5th, almost all of our runs, and yeah, very, very nicely done by him. If you have a look at everybody's batting numbers here, it was his only hit of the day. Petey Crow down the order did well. Kevin Made had a decent day with the bat, and if we look at the pitching, it does just kind of tell a bit of a story. San Martin, 5 earned runs from 5 innings, and then everybody else after that did okay. They did do okay. We had a weird series then at home to Cincinnati. We lost 9-0, then won 9-4 because baseball. We then had a 3-game series versus Texas where we only managed to win 1 of 3 very close games. And the 3rd game here, we absolutely blew it. Of course, we gave up 2 runs, 1 in the top of the 8th, 1 in the top of the 9th to snatch defeat from the jaws of victory. And a lot of these games that are close, we've actually been, even the ones where we've been quite badly beaten, the hits have been relatively the same. It's just that, yeah, like I say, the pitching is letting us down a little bit and just giving up way too many runs. San Martin had a little bit of a better outing in this one, though. Montano, you may have noticed, has had a couple of poor outings there, though. So that brought us to a game against, or a series against the Rays. You can see we lost the first game of the series. This is at home, let's not forget, 8-0. We flip over to July. We lost the second game 6-10, and we did manage to win 1. And then things picked up ever so slightly on a road trip. We won 2 of 4 in Philadelphia, an extra inning loss there, which stings a little bit. And then we faced KC, and we've only won 1 of 3 there. Although the 2 we lost, again, very close games, but that doesn't really matter, does it? We still lost. So the standings, as we see them there, it's looked better for us, but we're still in an okay position. It's very much it's like a division between, you know, the haves and the have-nots. There's a very big gap between the teams above 500, or there seems to be anyway, and then the teams below 500. Although the Phillies were one of the worst teams, if not the worst team in baseball, and we only managed to split a series with them. So that maybe tells a story as well, doesn't it? If we look at the league leaders, again, not too much in terms of individual performances, which is okay, really. It's just obviously would be nice to have 1 or 2 star performers that we could try and rely on. Now, as I did mention in the intro there, I did a little bit of rage trading during the All-Star break. So let's see what I've done. So the first thing I did, we needed starting pitching. That was becoming blatantly obvious. We went and got Mario Dubal. Now, we got him for essentially a nothing. So I'm not 100% sure why the Texas Rangers were willing to give up on him. He has questionable work ethic, which might be part of the reason, but we just needed somebody, and so we went and got him. Now, his career to date, not much Major League Baseball here, only 23 inning in what's that, 4 seasons, and 5 of those he start with us. And yeah, so but what you saw from his attributes, I think he suits the sort of pitcher that we're looking for. What we need him to do is try and be a little bit consistent and hopefully be a reasonable part of our starting rotation. Now, this is where things might start to get controversial. Oliver Santos, you'll notice he is an all-star, and I traded him when he became an all-star because usually I found, particularly relief pitchers, you get a little bit more for them. Once they have been an all-star. Now, he was really good for us this year. He had an ERA of 153, so it was a questionable thing to do to trade him. One of the main reasons I did it was because he doesn't have the great movement. He doesn't really fit in with what we're doing. But that being said, he's done really well. So there's an argument to say we should have kept him. But the deal that I've done now, bearing in mind he's going to come up for arbitration in the next season or two. I'm not sure how many years you get before arbitration comes up. We got Seth Longsway out of the Dodgers. 7.5 million he's on. The Dodgers are paying all of it. We are not paying a cent for him. So we've got 3 years. This is the guy, you may remember we traded to get, was it Swanson? And then I realized that he was a free agent, this guy, and I wasn't able to sign him back. But he is he could be a ground ball pitcher or a starter, a bullpen pitcher or a starter, I should say. The Cats are going at it, if you can hear that. But let's have a quick look at him here in terms of his major league career. And apart from a little bit of a dodgy start there when he was back in 2026, he's been quite solid. And like I say, we've got 3 years of him for absolutely, or 2.5 years of him for absolutely nothing, while he gets his 7.5 million. So I think it works out for everybody, because we do have slight money issues coming up with arbitration this year when the likes of McQuaid come up wanting 30 million. And the other trade we did is another controversial one. It is Carlos Vargas. Now, he leaves us second in the club's history for closers, 140 saves, I should say, not closers. The reason that we've done this, again, he's a free agent at the end of the year. I did have a look at negotiating sort of back earlier in the season. He wanted 16 million. Now, he is good, and he's probably could get that, to be fair to him. He matches everything we want, but we're not going to be able to afford to keep him. So the sensible thing to do, I think, was to try and trade him for someone that was just able to do a similar job as him. So we went across Chicago and we got Gregory Santos. Now he is also he is a one-time All-Star from this year as well. So that is good. We've got ourselves a current All-Star. They're not exactly the same pitcher, but they're very similar. He's on a little bit less money. Yes, he's got arbitration, so he may end up on something similar. But I think we've done quite well there to spend less money, get somebody in who does a similar job and isn't going to leave us at the end of the year as a free agent. So I'm quite pleased with what we've got there. And his career to date, it looks very similar, to be honest, to what Vargas does. So yeah, let me know what you think in the comments. I like Vargas. I didn't want to trade him, but I do think it made sense on this occasion to make this move. So that all being said, let's have a look at the way that the pitching looks. Now, our starting rotation currently, we've got with the top 5 guys there. Murals has come in and done a decent job. You may remember we traded for him late last season, I think it was. So we do have options as well, because we've put Espino back into the bullpen. Lonsway is there, who could easily be a starter, as could Scott, who's come back. Now he came into the rotation, or into the roster, I should say, for DJ. DJ, of course, has got to come back into this as well. And we can see Santos there, who came in obviously for the traded Vargas. The other player, Doble, he came in for Ethan Roberts. He's having a terrible season, so we sent him back to AAA to try and just refine his form as much as anything. And then the hitters haven't done a bad job. Now, there are changes here as well, mostly down to injuries. Cooper Pratt has come in for Namala, and Rafaela has come back in. He's fit again, so he comes in for Made, who is obviously injured. So actually, Pratt's had a couple of at-bats. Rafaela, he came back to fitness basically during the All-Star break. So we haven't seen anything of him yet this season, but hopefully he will come in, hit the ground running, because we kind of need him to be honest. In terms of guys that are doing well, Brennan Davis is leading the team on RBIs and home runs, which is no mean feat given McQuaid and Vlad are in there. And Brendan Julian, that's an old cricket player. Edward Julian he's back. He is back. He's almost caught Vlad for numbers. If these two can get going towards the end of the year and back to what we expect them to, then it's going to be a joy to watch, isn't it? So let's keep our fingers crossed that does indeed happen. So let's have a look at the All-Star teams that were selected. This is the American League team. I didn't recognize any former players of ours, though, or Gregory Santos actually is there now, our current player that we traded. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is, isn't it? It was there's no one there that, as I say, particularly stands out from this series. Though Torkelson playing right field, did get my attention. And then if we go and have a look at the National League side, no former Cubs here either. Well, obviously the ones we traded for. So Oliver Santos, his first All-Star. Christian Scott was his first All-Star call-up as well. And then if we go down, we can see in the outfield, William McQuaid, I think it was his fourth. So he is, turning into a little bit of a baseball legend, isn't he? So, that was the All-Star selections. How did the game play out, I hear you ask? If you're wondering about the what's it called, home run derby, Aaron Judge was the winner of that over Oscar Collis. So well done to those two. But the All-Star game itself was 4-1. It was won by the American League, although they were out hit over 2-1. So yeah, a little bit harsh on them. We go and have a look at the batting stats. William McQuaid did start the game in left field, went 1 for 2. So not a terrible day's work for him. And then if we go down and have a look at the pitching, and we can see Ollie Santos, who was, I think, still one of our players at the time, pitched the second inning, but of course we don't care about him anymore. Christian Scott gave up an unearned run, so that's a bit of a shame. And did our new guy get a pitch? It doesn't look like he did for the American League. So yeah, that was that. Now, also, this is always a massive catch-up episode, isn't it? The first-year player draft has taken place. So with our first round pick, we went and got Juan Zaragoza. Now he has already signed on for us. I wanted to try and get some good defensive players that were sort of coming through a little bit. And this guy is hopefully going to be that. Not the greatest shortstop perhaps, but just about good enough. And hopefully he'll improve his defensive work coming up through our farm system as well. Second round, we went and got, maybe not a great defensive player, but hopefully someone who's going to be a solid bat. It was one of these where it wasn't a great year for the sort of players that we were looking for. So yeah, we'll see what happens with this guy. I wanted to try and strengthen pitching where I could. So third round, we went and got Tim Hammond, a ground ball pitcher. Lacks a changeup, so that is a problem. But if he can develop that, in the next few years, then there might be a good pitcher there for us. Fourth round, we got an outfielder. Now, we did not a player we need, to be honest, but he was very good and he's still available. So it's one of those where you just kind of got to take a quality player like this in the fourth round. So yeah, not the greatest power, but certainly a very he's a leadoff man, isn't he? And a decent defensive outfielder as well. Still looking for those defensive gems in the infield. This is not one of them, but Steve Martin could be a bat. So we'll see what happens with him. Yeah, ideally he'll be a better defensive player, but too many errors, not a great double play turner. He's got a good infield arm. He might turn into an okay third baseman, but that bat looks promising, doesn't it? Sixth round, we went and we got ourselves another starting pitcher, hopefully another ground ball pitcher in Jimmy Lachunga. Great name as well. So with one of these, we'll see what happens with him. We'll skip around to the eighth round where we got Mike Woods. He is just a bat, but he could be quite the bat. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with him. He's actually better than what we thought when we signed him, from what our scouting report said for the coming into the draft. So yeah, even more happy to get him now. But if he's anything, he's going to be a DH, nothing else. Ninth round, we went and got ourselves, well, it says he's a closer. I was hoping he might be a starter for us, to be honest, but we'll see what happens. Decent enough pitcher. I've got to say, Jiglets may have signed him partly down to the name. 10th round, I think we've got a very good 10th round pick. Not a great defensive catcher, but certainly a good batting catcher. So we'll see what happens with him. But yeah, he's not too far away already. He's sort of more ready at 23 than some of our other picks are as well. And the last one I'll show you is definitely someone I did pick for the name, Prince McCormack. He is not an 11th round pick, but with a name like Prince McCormack, you've got to sign him, don't you? So let's hope that he's one of these guys that just really trains on once he gets into our system for us. All right, so that is everything caught up on. Let's go and check these lineups for our game today against the Mets. On your feet, Chicago, as we try and remember how to win a game. At first base, it's Vlad Jr. At second base, welcome back, Sadani Rafaela. At third base, it's Alex Bregman. At shortstop, it's Pedro Ramirez. In left field, it's William McQuaid. In center field, it's Pete Crow Armstrong. In right field, it's Brennan Davis. Designated hitter is Edward Julian. The catcher is Moises Ballesteros. And your starting pitcher is Sandy Alcantara. So the matchups look okay, not too bad, but they could always be better, couldn't they? So it's Petey Crow leading us off in centre field. Bregman bats second at third. Vlad bats third at first. McQuaid cleans up in left field. Brennan Davis in right field bats 5. Julian DHing at 6. Rafaela back in the lineup at 7. And then Ballesteros 8. And Pedro Ramirez, not the greatest defensive shortstop, but a good, decent bat this season. He is 9. Alcantara has had a disastrous season for someone who's on 30 million for the best part of a 4.6 record, ERA over 5, WHIP over 1.5. He just needs to be better. We're up against Justin Bieber. He has an 8.5 record this season, an ERA of 1.13, a WHIP of 1.14. So yeah, he could do with going away, couldn't he? Let's hope we raise these numbers for him. And yeah, it's Riley Green is there as well, Petey Alonso. So there's a few familiar names. And usually the only time I ever get to see the Mets winners when I play them on here. So let's hope I can see the more accustomed loss. All right, so welcome to Wrigley post All-Star break. It is Ronnie Mauricio to lead them off, batting 256. It is a 2-2 pitch. And let's hope Alcantara can start us off in a little bit of style here. Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping Alcantara comes good again for the postseason, as that goes straight up and will be caught by somebody. It'll be the catcher, and it'll be 1 away. So we'll take that for a nice start. In comes my boy Blue, batting 212. First pitch swing. This is dangerous. It's straight up is what it is. Alcantara's there. And it's going to be Bregman in the end to make the catch. I'd like to know the cumulative distance the balls have gone up so far in those 2 at-bats. Of course, it's pretty good. Riley Green comes in batting 287. It's a 1-1 pitch. And Riley Green hits the cover off 1 into right centre field. And it will be a 2-out double. Hopefully nothing more than that, as Brennan Davis gets it in. And in now will come Nolan Gorman batting 214 this season. A 1-0 pitch. Alcantara, it's going to drop in front of Petey Alonso. Who are you? Petey Crow Armstrong, and it will open the scoring. So an RBI single. In comes Lindor. He's batting 242. It's a 2-1-1 pitch, and that is going to be another hit. And already I am getting annoyed at Alcantara. I shouldn't sign pitchers on big money, no matter how good they are, because it just annoys me. I mean, even if they're doing not that badly, it still annoys me. He's going to give up another run here. I did try and trade him. We weren't going to get much, and we would have had to keep at least half his salary, so I didn't bother with it. But yeah, you may have noticed he's in a slump, and so is Jack Perkins as he ends the inning with a strikeout there, but already 2 runs down. Petey Crow will face Bieber. He is batting 242 so far this season. A first pitch swing. And let's see what Mr. Centerfield can do. He has grounded it to the second baseman, 1 away. 1 pitch, 1 out, excellent start. Bregman comes in now, batting 267, a full count. Bregman draws a walk. So, 1 on, 1 out now for Vlad, who is batting 260 and in a bit of a hot streak, a 1-2 pitch. If he gets to swing, that is 2 away for McQuaid. And McQuaid is batting 299, a 1-2 pitch. McQuaid into right field. That will skip to the wall, and Bregman will go to third. Can he score on this? I don't know that he can. No. So we have runners at second and third for Brennan Davis, batting 262 this season. First pitch swing. Davis, is it going to drop in? I think it is, and that should tie the ball game. Brennan Davis with a 2-out RBI single. A 2-out, 2 RBI single even. So it is tied at 2 for Julian now, who's batting 252. A full count. Julian up the middle. That's going to keep this train trugging along. And it'll get over to third for Brennan Davis. So runners at the corners now with 2 out for Rafaela. His first at bat of the season. First pitch swing. Rafaela, kind of what you'd expect him to do, to be honest. And that is that. Ideally, I would have had him doing a bit of rehab in AAA, but it is what it is. We needed him in the team. So Treadmill comes up, a 2-2 pitch, and he watches for strike 3, 1 away, and Sugarsty to the plate now, batting 224. A first pitch swing, ground ball to the second baseman, Sadani Rafaela. That will be 2 away, and in will come Mauricio, who is 0 for 1, an 0-2 pitch. And that will end at the top of the second. Alright, bottom of the second, it is Ballesteros to lead us off, batting 246. Now, he has got his 100th career RBI since we saw him last. So nice little milestone there for him. In comes Pedro Ramirez now, batting .276 in his rookie season. A 1-2 pitch. And Ramirez grounds it to the second baseman. That'll be 2 away. So we'll go back to the top of the order for Petey Crow. He is 0 for 1. It is a 1-2 pitch. And Petey Crow down that first base line. That will be at least a double. Now Petey Crow is quick. Is it triple? No, he'll stand at second. So with 2 away, we have the runner, the go-ahead runner in scoring position for Bregman, who walked, did he last time? I think he did walk, didn't he? A 1-1 pitch. Bregman, he's got it through. Is that going to score Petey Crow? He's not stopping. And Bregman delivers an RBI single that puts us 3-2 in front. And it'll be Vlad now coming in. He is 0 for 1. An 0-2 pitch. Vlad into right field. That'll end the inning, but not before we go back in front. And we'll go to the top of the third, and it will be Alonso to face Alcantara. A 1-2 pitch. And it is now 3-3. Well done, Alcantara, you moron. How far did that go? 385 feet. It looked further than that, didn't it? But top of the third, none out. 3-3. That's what blue does, isn't it? Alright, Riley Green now, who is 1 for 1. A 1-1 pitch. And that is easy for Vlad, 1 away. In comes Gorman. He's 1 for 1 with an RBI already today. A 2-2 pitch on him. Alcantara gets a pop-up. And that'll be caught by Rafaela. That'll be 2 away. In comes Lindor. He's 1 for 1 today. A 1-2 pitch. Can we finish it off in style? Yes, we can. And we'll go and bat in the third. Tied at 3. McQuaid to lead us off. 1 for 1 today. A 1-2 pitch. And McQuaid has popped her up, and that'll be 1 away. Brennan Davis now, who is 1 for 1 with 2 RBIs. It's a 2-2 pitch. And Brennan Davis watches strike 3. And it'll bring in Julian, who is 1 for 1. Another 2-2 pitch. Brendan Julian again. Edward Julian has struck out. That'll do it for the third. Into the fourth we go. Kyle Tucker to the plate. He is 1 for 1 with an RBI. It is an 0-1 pitch. It is a ground ball to Vlad. It is 1 away. In now will come Southenseen. Is that how you say that name? Southensane? Anyway, he's popped it up. That'll be 2 away as Petey Crow's out there. Mr. Gold Glove. In comes Treadmill. Brendan Nimmo. He is 0 for 1. A 1-2 pitch. And a ground ball for Vlad. Although it was sharply hit. Easily done. And that will end the top of the fourth. We are still tied at 3 with Rafaela to the plate. 0 for 1. A first pitch swing. And Rafaela, is that going to be an infield hit? And yes, it is. If you could have done that last time up, we could have got a couple more runs. So leadoff man aboard, Ballesteros, who's 0 for 1. A 1-2 pitch. Ballesteros down towards and past the third baseman. I don't think it's going to score Rafaela from first. He's going to stop. Thought for a second then he was going home. So a double for Ballesteros. It is none on, runners at second and third. None out, sorry, runners at second and third for Ramirez, who is 0 for 1. A 1-2 pitch. Ramirez into left field. Is it deep enough to score Rafaela from third? It looks like it is. And it is now 4-3. We go back in front. 1 away. Petey Crow at the plate. He is 1 for 2. An 0-1 pitch. Runner still at second. That is going to drop in, and that should drive in another run. It is now 5-3. It is, Ballesteros is injured, and we've had to take him out of the game. How is he injured running home? Like, how are you? Did he trip and fall over the... Anyway, it should be fine. Alien Do, I imagine, will come in. And it's a change of pitcher now as Bregman comes to the plate. An 0-2 pitch on him. Bregman into center field. Petey Crow will go back to second. 2 away. And Vlad now, who is 0 for 2. A 1-2 pitch, and Vlad to the first baseman ends the inning, but not before we go to a 2-run lead. Now, Alien Do, I imagine, is going to catch. Yes, he will. So that all kind of just levels itself out. Hopefully not a serious injury. And it's Sugarsteed to the plate. He is 0 for 1. A full count. And a strikeout to get the fifth underway. Mauricio now, who's 0 for 2. It is a 2-2 pitch. It is another strikeout. Alcantara. He does well on YouTube, doesn't he? Just not always the rest of the time. And that should be the end of the inning. It's a little grubber back to him, and that is the end of the fifth indeed. We will go and have a bat. McQuaid to face Hernandez. Hernandez has an ERA of 2.08 this season. If you missed that, a full count, and that is popped up. And that'll be 1 away. In now comes Brennan Davis, who is 1 for 2. First pitch swing. Davis to the shortstop. That'll be 2 away. It'll bring in Edouard Julien, who is 1 for 2. It is a 1-2 pitch. Julien into center field. It's not going to find the grass out there. And that was a very quick 5th inning. It is still 5-3, and it is Riley Green to lead them off 1 for 2 today. It's a 2-2 pitch. Alcantara continuing. And another strikeout. He's got a few of them now. How many is that he's notched up? 7. He hasn't got the best stuff either. He doesn't usually notch up the strikeouts, but I thought he was going to get another one there, but instead it's popped out to Petey Crow, so that is 2 away. And it will be Lindor now, who is 1 for 2. It's another 2-2 pitch. And that is another one that goes straight up. Rafaela's there, makes the catch, ends the top of the 6th. It is still 5-3 to the Cubs. Rafaela will lead us off 1 for 2. A 1-1 pitch. And Rafaela, another one, but this time his infield hit doesn't quite get the job done. He's out at first, 1 away for Alien Du, who is batting .274 this season. A full count. And Alien Du gets one into left field. And, well, there we go. He continues to have a good year with the bat. If it wasn't for the fact Ballesteros is Rookie of the Year and we know what he can do with the bat, Alien Du would be making a very good case to start, because he's a better defensive catcher as well. As Ramirez watches strike 3 for 2 away. Petey Crow now, who is 2 for 3. Full count and watches it to end the 6th. We will go to the 7th. Alcantara will continue to Tucker, who is 1 for 2. It's a 1-1 pitch, and that is slashed away into left field. It'll be at least a leadoff double as McQuaid is out there. And a decent arm from McQuaid. But there we go. Now, does that mean the end of Alcantara? It doesn't. Kerry Carpenter will be pinch hitting though, batting .209 this season. It's a 2-0 pitch, and that is going to get through, and that will score a run almost certainly. No, Brennan Davis's arm. Keeps the runner at third, but runners at the corners now with none out. Alcantara continuing still to Nimmo, who is 0 for 2. First pitch swing, Nimmo into center field. Petey Crow is there, and it is not deep enough. So, can we get a double play now? Sugarstee to the plate. He's 0 for 2. It's a 3-1 pitch. It loads the bases with 1 away. Alcantara. You realize you have a bullpen, right, mate? Alcantara to Mauricio, who is 0 for 3. A 2-2 pitch. It could be a double play ball. We get the man at the plate. Do we get him at first as well? Oh, no. But we do stop the run. So it's still loaded bases, and Lonsway is the new man. Well, what a time to come in for your first Cubs appearance. He's going to face Petey Crow, who absolutely cracked one last time up. Well, one time up anyway, in the 3rd. Oh, this is huge. Loaded bases, 2 out, Alonso at the plate. Lonsway pitching his first batter as a Cub. Full count. Oh, he's walked one in. Well, he doesn't want to have a long career under me, does he? All right, Riley Green now. At 0-2 pitch. Oh, that's a nice one. He gets the strikeout. He ends the 7th. We stretch. They've left them loaded. It is a 1-run game. All right, welcome back. Eliza Hernandez to continue to Bregman, who is 1 for 2 today. It's a 3-1 pitch. Bregman, oh, that better have been a strike, Alex. Where's my pitch locator here? It was low. He should be on base. All right, Vlad, he is 0 for 3. And Vlad pops that up. Vlad is having the opposite Alcantara season. Alcantara only performs on YouTube, and Vlad just freezes when he gets here. It is McQuaid now with 2 out, none on. He is 1 for 3. It's an 0-2 pitch. And McQuaid gets one into right field for a 2-out single. And let's go see now what Brennan Davis can do. He is 1 for 3 tonight. First pitch. Brennan Davis hits one well into left field. Now McQuaid is not the quickest. I don't think he'll be able to score there. He stops at 3rd. But suddenly runners at 2nd and 3rd with 2 away for Edouard Julien, who is 1 for 3. First pitch swing, and they've walked him. And they've walked him because they don't respect you, Rafa. And another new man on the mound, Mufi. Penn Newfie, that is a great name. It is Rafaela, 1 for 3 today. First game of the season. Loaded bases, 2 out, bottom of the 7th. It's a 1-1 pitch. And Rafaela, is it going over center field's head? No, it is not. And we leave them loaded. It is still a 1-run game going into the 8th. Lonsway to face Alvarez, who's pinch hitting, batting .274 this season. A 3-1. See, Bregman, that's how you leave a 3-1 pitch, mate. All right, Lindor now, who is 1 for 3. A 1-1. Bednar's come in. Did Lonsway get injured? I don't think he got injured, did he? Maybe he'd faced these 3 and so he took him out. Anyway, Bednar gets the out in right field there. So 1 away, runner at first for Kyle Tucker now, who is 2 for 3. A 1-0 pitch. And that could be a double play. We get the 1 at second. We do not turn the double, though. So 2 away for Carpenter, who is 1 for 1. A 1-2 pitch. Carpenter coming into the game, of course, late. He gets hit. That seemed unnecessary. 2 on, 2 out now for Nimmo, who's 0 for 3. A 2-2 pitch. And that ends the top of the 8th. We are still 1 run in front. Can we get some insurance runs here? Alien Do will lead us off 1 for 1. It's a full count. And he draws the walk. Excellent stuff. Ramirez now to face a new man, Clark Schmidt, who has an ERA of 4 this season. Ramirez is 0 for 2 today. It's a 1-1 pitch. Runner at first. No one out. And make that 2 out. No one on. As Ramirez grounds into a double play. Alright. Petey Crow. 2 for 4. What can he do? It's a 1-2 pitch. He strikes out. So we go to the 9th. The lead will be 1. And are we going to see the new man, Santos? We are coming out to try and close his first game with the team. It is Sugarstee, who is 0 for 2. It is a 1-2 pitch. Can Gregory Santos endear himself to us instantly here? That is into center field. Petey Crow cannot make a play. The leadoff man is aboard. The go-ahead run is at the plate. It is Mauricio, who is 0 for 4. Can we keep the 0? It's an 0-1 pitch. Oh, he's tried to bunt. He's missed. So it is now an 0-2 pitch. A 1-2 pitch even. It's a ball into right field. And there is 2 on. There is no one out. And the tying run is at third. And I miss Vargas. Alonso now, who is 1 for 3. It's a 2-2 pitch. It is a massive strikeout. It gives us a way out of this game now. With a double play. It is Green to the plate. He is 1 for 4. It's an 0-2 pitch. It is into right field. It is going to tie the game. Is it? Brennan Davis cannot get the throw there in time. And in his first Cubs appearance, Santos has blown the save. Severino comes in. Now, he must have come in for a pinch hit. He's the defensive player. So he's batting .276. His first at bat today. He strikes out. Ends the top of the 9th. But we're tied at 5. Bregman will lead us off against Jacob Hernandez, who is only pitched 2 innings so far this season. Bregman is 1 for 3. It's a 1-2 pitch. Bregman sends one straight up. So it's going to be Vlad and McQuaid. Oh, it's dropped in. What has happened there? It's short of the center fielder. Somehow we've got a man aboard, and it is Vlad to the plate. He is 0 for 4. Come on, Vladdy. Full count. Walk us off, mate. No, he strikes out. Bregman goes for second and gets there. His 10th stolen base of the season. So McQuaid now with a chance to walk us off. He is 2 for 4. Up against the lefty, though, a 1-0 pitch. McQuaid, is that going to drop in? If it does, it wins us the game. William McQuaid has done it again. A walk-off RBI single, and we beat the Mets 6-5. So William McQuaid, there is just nothing this man can't do. Just a brilliant, brilliant baseball player. Now, unfortunately, not unfortunately, but unfortunately, arbitration estimate is $31 million for him next season. That leaves a hole. It's only a $6 million increase only, but it's only a $6 million increase. So I think we'll be able to manage that. Particularly trading Vargas was a big part of that. So I'm hoping anyway that everything is going to work up okay for us. But yeah, he's just been a brilliant player. Now, the injury to Ballesteros, it's not serious. If you have a look here, he's day-to-day for 4 days. It's a bruised thumb. Alien Do can come in and just do the job for 4 days, and that should be absolutely fine. We saw that he can do a good job for us. So we move up. We are now 6 games back of the Cardinals, and let's hope that we've had our little blip for the season and we can pick things back up again. If you've enjoyed that, thumbs up. We will be back next time. We come back in August sometime. Let's come back for Seattle. The hosting of Seattle, that seems like a nice game to come back for. And yeah, hopefully we'll be able to do well. They've been a decent team in recent seasons, so that could be a tough one. Take care.